If I asked you what do Asian military tactics and social media marketing have in common, your answer would be, well, nothing, I guess. But there's apparently a lot, according to the anime Your Boy Kongming. You might be surprised to know how much, in fact, have both been refined and honed over the years for maximum effectiveness. Your Boy Kongming is a bizarre and brilliant anime about the famous real-life Chinese tactician known as Kongming, who wishes with his dying breath to be reborn in a time of peace. And sure enough, he is in modern-day Japan. What? How is that even? Whatever. He stumbles across a struggling EDM singer called Aiko, and he decides to use his ancient military tactics into modern day music management. I couldn't make this up even if I tried. Now you may be wondering, where do I even begin with this story? Well, war and business have more similarities than you might think. There's a reason why business executives like the art of war so much, but if you're curious how these two can have anything in common at all, please just listen on. Now, condensing the entirety of ancient warfare tactics into one video would just be a simply insane task. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to pull a few specific examples from your boy Kongming, showing how Kongming's business tactics, inspired by a vast knowledge of ancient Chinese warfare from the era of the Three Kingdoms, are surprisingly appropriate for our time as well. Starting with, your market position is your kingdom. It is up to you to grow, expand, and defend it. Hear me out. Your product, or more precisely, the specific way you position it as a solution for someone's problem, is your territory. Once you secure product market fit, you must use tactics to ensure your kingdom continues to thrive. You may expand your kingdom's population by earning new fans, and therefore cash. You may conquer other kingdoms by pushing new products into their new positions, or you may be content to maintain your own kingdom without eyes for conquest or growth. So take Aiko, the EDM singer. Her product is her voice, her songs, and her music. Her product market fit is the ability to create great songs and deliver great performances. But not a lot of people have heard of her, so she must conquer the market and earn new listeners. To fail to do so would mean working in a small club forever and continuing to dream, all while being ridiculously talented and going nowhere with it. Enter Kongming. The ancient Chinese tactician stumbled into a club and heard her sing, and he thought her voice was whatever the 250 AD equivalent of sliced bread happened to be. They formed an inseparable bond. Aiko was energized and ready to conquer the EDM market, and Kongming was ready to take on a myriad of battles of musical management, all to propel her career into the stratosphere. But this is all strategy for now. Let's talk about the ancient tactics Kongming employs to take over the entire musical world. Starting off, Aiko doesn't lack talent. She's a diamond waiting to be discovered, a SoundCloud rapper who hasn't been discovered by Drake yet. Kongming correctly reads the situation and immediately prioritizes the generation of attention. After all, attention is the gateway to interest, desire, and action. You know, streaming music and purchasing concert tickets, stuff like that. So when Aiko gets a chance to perform at a multi-floor club, he finds out two things. One, the floor plan, and two, the itinerary, and he finds out the lead singer is on at the same time as Aiko. With the headline act being on the same time, this means she would create a monopoly in the industry and cause Aiko to not get any crowd and making her look like an absolute loser, which is their intention. So, what does the great Kongming do? Well, he psychologically traps the entire crowd on their floor so they can't leave, using different posts, banners, and other variations of it. He calls it the Stone Sentinel Maze, which is frankly amazing. So consider how you can also trap your followers on your social media platform, unlike Elon Musk, which is doing right now. And because people were getting lost in the venue, Kongming knew that Aiko would have the precious seconds and minutes needed to win them over with her voice, which she did, declaring that this was the true reason why guests were not leaving the nightclub really. And this is the exact same tactics that is used by companies such as IKEA and Costco, albeit not to this extent to keep you shopping for longer. Make the layout confusing, expose people to more products, and they'll eventually buy more and more. But such a trick only works if you have something worth selling in the first place. More compelling evidence of Kongming's tactical marketing skills begin in episode 3, where Kongming has scheduled Aiko to perform at a local arts festival for up-and-coming talent. It's a rite of passage for every rising artist, really. When you're up-and-coming, you have to try and turn every bad situation you get into a good one. Everything from production delays to bad PR needs to be spun into your favor. The example here is Aiko's been given a crappy stage in a crappy location, leaving her to seemingly perform to no one. In business, this is a concept called red ocean and blue ocean, coined by Chan Kim and Rennie McBorgan. Sorry if I butchered those names. These terms demonstrate the fundamental differences between two different market strategies. In the bloody, shark-infested red ocean, you fight an existing marketplace, beat the competition, and exploit existing demand. In the open blue market, you make demand, seek out low competition space, and propose an entirely new kind of value. Aiko has to compete in red waters in this situation. She has no choice. So what does Kongming do? He finds out that the well-known band Jet Jacket is performing on the main stage later that night, and that their singer has a sore throat. This means Jet Jacket's in a weaker position, so Kongming devises this strategy. And the time that was right was the moment Jet Jacket got on stage, because they can't perform their hit song midday 2 days in a row, which is something Kongming found out beforehand. He also scopes out that the fans in the area too are only loyal at the front, whereas the people in the back are only there out of habit because everyone else is. Therefore, Kongming waited till the moment Jet Jacket was at full capacity and then hit the lights of Aiko, and she stole the spotlight directly from Jet Jacket's hands. And with this performance concludes to create something out of nothing stratagem. She had no audience, so they feinted that the equipment failed, just to wait until Jet Jacket had a big audience to steal it directly under their nose. And this is exactly what brands have to do as well. Coca-Cola is just sugar water with good branding. Rappers pretend to have a beef with other rappers to get attention. And the most obvious one right now is you are watching this video, and I may have clickbaited you into clicking this video with our weird title, of course. Articles and videos are often titled in such attractive ways that you have to click. The best writers and videographers deliver on the promise of the headlines. Most don't. Now, we all know it's better not to lie, but even the most ethical copywriters know one thing sure: the headline has to be attractive enough to incite a click out of nowhere. Which is exactly what Aiko's done. She's created a click out of nowhere. This terrible stage has now set her up to be the star of the arts festival. And because she put on such an incredible act, the leader, the general, the commander of this art festival, Kondo, has given them an opportunity of a lifetime. But there's one catch. They must get 100,000 likes to perform at the Festival of Summer Sonier. How will Kongming do this? Well, like any good tactician, he chooses an important marketing metric and optimizes it to the maximum. By now, you're 7 minutes into this video, and if you haven't given us a like and subscribe, then please do so, because it's a goal we can all relate to. Basically, anytime the numbers go brrr, we approve of it. It's the ultimate goal for so many content creators such as ourselves, as a sufficient amount of attention opens the door for endless possibilities. And these possibilities will have to come when they get 100,000 likes. But how do you do that? Well, people say watch some YouTube videos. They might say read an article in the YouTube algorithm on weird marketing tales. There are plenty of options out there, of course. And tactics include scheduling your content so it goes out at peak time, using both trending and targeting hashtags, and much, much more. The list is endless. But what does the great tactician Kongming do? Well, he starts on a side quest by seeking and stoking the fire of a retired #1 rapper, Capitan. The stress and pressure got too much for him and he quits. Over the course of episode 5 and 6, he challenges him and helps him work for his entirety, which in addition to a heartwarming story is also very smart strategy. Even though they don't actually make a song in the anime together, it is something you do in real life, as pop and rap go together very nicely. So if you take this megastar and savvy businesswoman Taylor Swift, she teamed up with none other than Kendrick Lamar to release Bad Blood. The reason was twofold. First thing is that, in the music business especially, collaborations are marketing 101. Both fans' bases become introduced to a new artist, and the press visibility was phenomenal. As a result, the song topped out the charts and racked up 20 million views. And Kendrick Lamar told the UK magazine Shortlist about collaborating with Taylor Swift, and said she reached out and expressed how much of a fan she was. She knew all my raps, so I knew it was true. We got it in the studio, vibed out, and she produced a record. And raps also cut through pop music's flow, adding that bite to it which sometimes is really welcome. But it wasn't just Swiftie and Kendrick Lamar making these collaborations, as the 2020 Songwriters Review from Blocker found that 40% of the top 100 songs involved a feature or collaboration. And even though in your boy Kongming, Kapitan and Aiko don't make a song together, the opening for the anime does have a rap verse in the extended version, which is a nice play on the anime. And Kapitan's benefit to Aiko is boosting their views in clubs and on social media. And speaking of that, the topic of when to upload your content to social media has been deeply analysed by many, so let's talk about it. The goal, of course, is to get maximum exposure, and depending on the platform, you'll find different results by posting at different times. What's best for you is to view when your content is best received by looking at analytics on the sites you post, as well as your competitors by using sites such as Social Blade. He scopes out the top 3 competitors against Aiko for the 100,000 likes project and lays out exactly why you shouldn't worry about the top 2 people. He then focuses on Azalea, which takes everyone by surprise for a moment, but he lays out exactly why you need to worry about it. And when you have a major agency under your belt, or a celebrity takes you under their record label, the sky's the limits for you. There's more money coming in, there's more production time, there's more promotion for you, everything becomes better. And that's why it's a lot harder for Aiko, as she's an independent singer. But not every singer has an ancient warfare tactician known as Kongming by their side, so I think it balances out right enough. So what does he decide to do? What are his guidelines for Aiko to win? All these guidelines sum up what going viral is. Get one post out there, get maximum exposure, and show the world who you are, rather than doing semi-decent posts and kind of showing off how not so great you are in the process. And going viral can make or break a music artist, and it's nothing new too. Just look back at 2008 when Justin Bieber did a Crimea River cover from Justin Timberlake, and later he was found by Scooter Braun, who worked for So So Def Recordings. He was so impressed they tracked him down, gave him a record deal at just 13 years of age, and later that year he was singing with Usher. You can't really get much better than that, right? So what's the plan of Aiko on the day? Well, he's going to take Aiko into the battlefield against Azalea and Shibuya, but Azalea have a trick up their sleeve, and that would be a giveaway. Every time they get a like, they're going to get closer towards going to summon Sonia, but those 100 people in that giveaway will potentially win 1 million yen. That's pretty intense. Kongming devises his strategy from the Battle of Red Cliffs, where his leader Loi Bei asks us to supply 100,000 arrows within 10 days by Wu General Zhao Yu. However, it was clear that it was frankly a ridiculous task. However, he managed to do it in 1 day. He feinted his enemies by taking his straw boats and getting the enemy to attack him directly, frankly stealing the arrows. And this is exactly what he does with Aiko. And it is a bit dirty tactics, however, it is a very clever tactic, and it works for Aiko's favour, as she is allowed to get 70,000 likes from singing Underworld, which is an Azalea song. However, Azalea have a very obvious gimmick, which is their dancing and their outfits, and the fans clearly realise this is a ruse, and stop giving them likes. However, 70,000 likes stolen from Azalea is a really good number. However, Kongming's no slouch. He realised this and drafted up a new stratagem. Strategy of Alienation. This was going to break up Azalea and cause massive amounts of fear and suspicion and all kinds of chaos right there and then, which is something that's used on social media quite a lot, but Kongming chooses not to use it. This is because Aiko and the lead singer of Azalea became friends during the past couple of episodes, and he didn't want to destroy that. Instead, he uses Kapitan like a great warrior to attack key time strategy of the giveaway, which is really smart. And in this rap, he calls them out. He calls out their costume, how they hide behind masks, so people don't really know if they're even the real Azalea. He calls them marionettes to key time, which is true, and then calls their fans pirate crews for chasing the money, which is great. This is a form of alienation, but instead of alienating Azalea and breaking them up, they break up the crowd. And the kicker is, someone shouts out to stop sharing, which causes a massive distress inside the crowd. It's kind of like what you do on Twitter if you called someone out. You'd cause their followers to get stressed out. You'd cause a fight between people. It's a very successful tactic to use on social media, albeit an ethical question mark. And thanks to Kapitan's rap, everyone's got their eyes on Aiko, and now she's going to perform a #1 song she's preparing this entire time. And as she starts to sing, she's going viral. The crowd is rallying behind her, giving her likes more and more until she gets 100,000 likes to go to Summer Sonia, and she's achieving product market fit here and now. Now, I won't spoil the final parts of episode 12 because it doesn't really fit into our narrative of what we learn about social media marketing. So instead, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on what we learned. This is a bizarre anime. It has a strange narrative about an ancient Chinese war tactician using the 36 stratagems to getting into music management and using it all together to make a star out of someone. It's so wacky, but it's taught us about social media, it's taught us about follower count, taught us about likes, it's taught us about a story about how you can go from a club all the way to a big stage. And it's oddly subtly marketing education 101. Frankly, it was so clever to juxtapose modern day marketing tactics and ancient Chinese warfare, and I never thought I would see the two compared side by side. But I'm so very happy it has happened, and I recommend everyone to watch your boy Kongming, not just to learn about social media marketing, but watch an incredible music-based anime. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, you can read the entire article on weirdmarketingtales.com, where we write about everything from wrestling to board games to horror movies to pop stars. There's always something new there. So please, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so you can see when a new video goes live.